Hey everyone, Matt Pisarcik from RazorEmporium.com. Today, to continue our Razor Archive series, moving right on down the line, going to the Red Dot Adjustable Fatboy. Now this is a razor that was kind of an interesting piece of history if you are into geeky advertisement and transitional periods of history like I am for Gillette. It is denoted, it looks like a standard Fatboy. And if you're out there in the wild and you come across this, please make note of the fact that it is a Fatboy that has a red hollowed out little kind of dimple as its indicator, not the adjustable kind of spring on the outside that you see that kind of protrudes out of the body. And also the inside will be a dead giveaway, that it has this kind of forked tray look, and it looks like a toggle inside. In fact, this razor has more in common with a toggle than a Fatboy in terms of its construction. This razor was a way for Gillette to test the markets, as I like to say. And we have a kind of a blow-up of one of the original advertisements here, and this is from a test campaign in Phoenix, Arizona, right here, our hometown, August through September of 1958. We found another one of these ads over in, I believe it was New Mexico, I think it's Farmington, New Mexico, and the price over there, instead of $1.95, was $2.49. And so sometimes I refer to this as a $2.49 adjustable, because that was what, to me, the point of this razor was. First and foremost, I think Gillette was using up some toggle parts, bottom line, because again, it uses the exact same parts from here on up of the toggle. And number two, they were seeing if they could sell this guy for $2.50 or for $1.95. And that's the whole point of it. It did come, I've seen two different variations of the case. I've seen the case that's the same as a Fatboy like this. I've also seen a case that's a little bit more kind of ballooned up. It's kind of a taller version of this case. So I've seen both. Now this one is mint condition, never been used. In fact, it still has a little tag that says instructions enclosed with the blades, has the original blue blades untouched. And it has this really odd little box. You may say, what is this? This can't be original. No, in fact it is. These were actually given out as salesman samples. And that's where I got this from. I got this from a Gillette salesman. And this is exactly how he would have received it, with a letter from the CEO of Gillette at the time, Vincent Ziegler. And it's all cut out completely and everything fits in just perfectly. And I'm not the only one with one of these boxes. I've seen a few other collectors that have this exact same pattern box. And I think one of the collector buddies of mine even has a letter still introducing this razor and talking about it, and also talking about super blue blades, which also kind of corresponded with this time period. This is the super blue Gillette blue blades that came out. So this was a salesman sample, but to me it's part of the story, right? So the $2.49 adjustable, again, it's to see if they could sell the razor at a higher price point. It's obviously a big step down in terms of price point and presentation from the toggle razors, and these became to be the most popular selling razor of all time for Gillette, from what I've read in some of their company newsletters and company information. Is the $1.95 adjustable just was so popular in the day. And today, as you guys know, today's wet shaving climate, everyone wants a Fatboy. In fact, people want a Fatboy so bad that they'll call anything a Fatboy on eBay. They'll have a super speed and say, yep, that's a Fatboy. So beware. That's why we're making these videos, guys, so you can see what this stuff really is. So one common flaw that occurs on these, again, because it is so like the toggle razor, is that when you go to adjust it, this entire head can kind of rack back and forth and can kind of seem like it's out of alignment or kind of cockeyed. Now that is the design. Unfortunately, there is an evolution here in Gillette manufacturing, and these razors are not as built as solidly as the production Fatboy models or slim models for that matter. But regardless, very functional. If they do get knocked out of shape, they probably do need to come in for a tune-up, because they are something that's best adjusted when it's all disassembled. In terms of its rarity, I would say that, one being this is something you find anytime you're out thrifting, and 5, this belongs in a museum, people. I would give the razor alone, right off the bat, easily 3.5 out of 5. You add in the case, the blades, instructions, or this box, or even the letter that was introduced with it, 4.5, 5 out of 5. Very, very cool pieces of history. Not as common as you would think. I think at Razor Emporium, we actually just got one in this week for service from a customer, but we may see 4 or 5 all year long. That's between stuff that I'm buying and selling for the company and also things coming in for service. So compared to, tens of thousands of Fatboys go through our doors every year, but not these. These are quite harder to find. And again, they're made for a test market approach, so limited numbers. Probably in the tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands, but certainly not millions like the Fatboy. So that's a little bit more of the history of the $249 adjustable, or the red dot Fatboy as it's called. If you know something I don't know, please enlighten me in the comments below and tell me. I want to hear it. I'm not too proud. I learn stuff all the time from customers. And if you do leave a comment, you're entered in to win this, the Razor Emporium official black and blue t-shirt. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and we'll see you next time here at Razor Emporium for all things vintage shaving.